Alright guys, I'm back. This time I'm reviewing the OnePlus 5 by OnePlus. And this thing is jam-packed with some outrageous specs. Like 8 gigs of RAM, up to 128 gigs of storage, dual camera, portrait mode, one 16 megapixel camera and one 20 megapixel camera. The thing is fully loaded. And I'm an Apple fanboy. I mean, I have been with Apple since the beginning, or I think right when the 4 came out, 3GS, one of those two. So it's kind of difficult for me to get away from that ecosystem they have, but I got a little hint of Android when I played with the Google Pixel late last year. And after seeing some of the specs on this phone and the way the iPhone 8 is shaping up and how the iPhone 7 turned out, I was a little underwhelmed. So stuff like this and how Google is completely owning this entire ecosystem on their own is pretty incredible. So I'm excited to dig into this thing. So let's do a quick little unboxing. I'll give you my initial thoughts and then, yeah, let's go. Here it is, the OnePlus 5. This is the next flagship by OnePlus. Packaging looks pretty solid, just like any other cell phone manufacturer. Looks very Apple-esque. Having spent 5 years in package design and nearly a decade in design overall, this looks pretty slick. This is the phone here. Got some, oh, that's really cool. All right, well, let's get to that here in a second. Let's get down to just the basic stuff that's in the box. Break open this guy. Looks like we have a little tab here. Pull this stuff out. Looks like that's all we got there. A little push button here. Gotta love that. So these are just basic quick start guide, safety information, and a few stickers. Their tagline here looks like never settle. And then also, let's kind of stealing shot on OnePlus. Very simple, but looks very familiar to another phone manufacturer. And then this is something that you don't see often in phones anymore. You don't see this. You used to get them in the iPhone a long time ago. I think it came with one of them, but it's a little tool to pop open the SIM card on the side. So you just poke that in. You can use a paper clip, but these are really cool. This one seems pretty strong compared to the ones I've ever had before. So definitely kind of a nice little bonus there. Inside the box, looks like we got a little card from the co-founder at OnePlus, Carl Pye. Cool little photo, obviously shot on OnePlus. Awesome, Iceland. And then on the inside we have the dash charger and we have the charging cable, which looks like USB-C, if I cannot be mistaken. Yeah, with the little red on the inside. That's awesome. That's really cool that, I mean, almost all electronics nowadays have a white charger, or a black charger. So this is really cool that it has this whole red and white design. It's super slick. On the dash charger, supposedly these are supposed to charge your phone much faster. So apparently Plus One says this will charge your phone in 30 minutes. You'll get a full day's charge. So that's pretty incredible. And then, yeah, let's get back to the phone. Looks like we just got basic points out where your NFC sensor is and stuff like that. Take all that out of the way. Basic stickers, and then I'm sure some people can keep those on there, but I am never a fan of them. But yeah, this is it. It looks incredibly similar to the iPhone 7, to be totally honest with you. I wasn't expecting that. I'm a huge fan of the Apple ecosystem, the whole brand they've built over the years. So it's kind of neat to see how other brands treat it, but when they just almost copy it so closely to like how they look, everything like that, it's kind of strange. And that's the unboxing of the OnePlus 5. Overall, this sounds like an incredible phone. Easily one of the best on the market today. A lot of the specs that are packed into this thing are top grade. I mean, that has a Snapdragon 835 processor with 2.45 gigahertz speed, which is crazy to think that you can put that into a cell phone today. The dual cameras, 16 megapixel and 20 megapixel, one's at around 30 millimeters and another one's at 60 millimeter for portrait mode. It's running Android 7.1.1. It comes at a base of 6 gigs of RAM with 64 gigs of storage. And this version is an 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. I'm excited to kind of dig into this phone a little bit more, see what it's capable of. I'll really test the photo and hopefully video. It is a little bit less than the iPhone 7. It doesn't shoot 1080 and 100 frames per second or 120 frames per second. It only does slow-mo at 120 frames per second at 720. That's not terrible, but in today's market, as there's a standard set by some manufacturers, I feel if you're going to make a bigger and a better phone down the line, you should try to either at least match or be greater than that previous version. It still shoots 4K video at 30 frames, and then 1080 at 60 frames. Not a big deal, but I'm really going to dig into testing both of those, photo and video, putting my full review up on F-Stoppers, and also trying to get it up on YouTube as well. But yeah, overall, is this going to be the phone that gets me away from Apple? It sounds like this might be the one. I was very tempted with the Google Pixel late last year. There were a couple things that really bothered me about that phone that I couldn't get away from the Apple ecosystem. But as I realized and I work more in the industry, I use Google a lot with Google Drive, Google Photos and storage and stuff like that, email, everything. I use a lot of Google products as it is. So making the transition may not be as hard as I think. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to dig into this. I'm going to Chicago this weekend, shoot a bunch with this, test it out, give it a full review coming up here in about a month or so. If you want to see more, I have the full review of the Polaroid Snaptouch, a much more fun, little quirky camera. That's up on my page now, so go back, check that out. While you wait for the full review of this phone, I also have a review of the unique Typhoon H drone coming up. It's a very large hexcopter. Hopefully that'll be coming out in the next week or two, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you.